Case study, market positioning. An illustrator has to work as a wizard, catching the readers to bring them into a world where they can sleep awake. I've learned how to walk the edge of the line between the reality and the dreams. This line is so thin that often both worlds can get confused, says Ana Juan, a Spanish artist and illustrator whose work was published or commissioned mostly in Spain and in the USA, but also in Italy and Mexico. Her main professional focus lies in picture books, both for children and adults. She illustrated over 40 volumes, book covers, editorial illustration for Spanish and international press. Most notoriously, she was commissioned over 20 covers for New Yorker within the last 20 years. She has also created posters for music, film, and literary festivals in Spain, USA, and Japan. The qualities of her style drag viewers into her world of whimsical, dreamlike images, sometimes creepy and dark, taken from a place and sign of the mind, simple and complicated at the same time, calm yet emotionally moving. Working in traditional media, mostly acrylic paint, charcoal color pencils, and inks, usually in large sizes, the artist's inspiration comes from her own sense of being frightened by life. This is involved and well visible in everything she's doing. Ana Juan never had an agent because it is not usual in Spain for illustrators to have one. Her promotion has always been quite simple. She published work, and the published work attracted other jobs. She runs a webpage featuring a small selection of her work and an Instagram account since 2016 where she publishes finished pieces and assignments as well as snaps and reels from meetings or from her studio, usually only 4 times a month. A fan runs a board with her on Pinterest. Many awards won both in Spain and in the USA contributed to the development of her career. She studied art but quickly realized that illustration was her calling. To put her career on the right path, she spent 2 years in Paris early after graduating, learning book publishing. Her first major international breakthrough happened in 2001, that is 19 years after graduating from art school, with publishing of a book, Snow White, black and white version of Grimm Brothers' tale, directed to adults. Ana Juan also reaches beyond traditional illustration. She created small collections of resin jewelry, little sculptures on wood, illustrated tableware, umbrellas. In 2015, with a research team from Fine Arts in Valencia, she ventured into building an app accompanying an interactive exposition, taking viewers through the process of creating of her 2 books, as well as a video game featuring characters from those 2 books. Her advice to illustrators is to be trying to reinvent their careers to find alternatives. One way she has kept control of her career is through self-publishing and starting a tiny publishing house named No Time Limited Editions to realize private little dreams. Marta Frej is the second illustrator I would like to talk about. She's a Polish artist and illustrator, but most of all, feminist activist, forwarding certain messages through her art. I think that one of the most annoying things for me is relying on stereotypes in our lives. We help ourselves to understand the world by simplifying and using cliches. We have solid opinions concerning subjects that we have no idea about. We want to be sure, whereas each problem can be looked at from different perspectives, and this is what I'm trying to achieve with my art. I want to influence reality, even if my possibilities of an artist are limited. If I can make one person change their mind about something, I know that my work makes sense. After graduating from art school, Marta Frej was making a living with painting. One day, when playing with a new digital tablet, she added a text to a drawing and was shocked how much social media attention it brought back. Moreover, how much personal the feedback and discussions were. She decided to use this format, a meme, built around simple drawing in flashy colors with pointed text. First is a humoristic therapy about her own life, more recently a serious commentary to the situation of Polish women. Her success, based mostly on social media exchange, lies in creating connection with experiences of women through easily understandable messages and metaphors. Her memes became one of the most popular elements in Polish pop culture over the last 10 years, but more importantly, a sound voice illuminating women's struggles, inequalities, rape culture, Me Too movement, sisterhood, motherhood, LGBTQ+ rights. Some say she introduced feminism into white public conversation, feminism which always had bad press in Poland, perceived by the majority of the society through the lens of ambivalence at best. Marta Frej reaches out and around her in support of feminist ideals in the context pretty different to that in many other European countries, environment of growing conservatism, religious pressure, and political populism. Over the years, she became leading illustrator of feminist and educational topics in Poland, working for biggest newspapers and magazines. She also illustrated few books about women's role in contemporary historical events. She runs workshops for women within the framework of a project named I Am Strong Because. She also organizes a series of performances in support of Me Too movement. I was able to analyze her work and positioning through her online presence and interviews. Marta Frej runs a web page that is in fact an online shop with posters, clothing, and other items featuring her memes or special designs. She doesn't present her portfolio in one place online. She's very active in social media where she shares her memes, editorial work, snaps from expositions, book releases, updates from her online shop, visual inspirations, or photos from travels. It is clear that her position on the market grew through social media on an unprecedented scale in a local setting, restricted to one country, restricted due to the primordial role of text and character of her work, that is an ongoing commentary on current Polish social and political issues.